1. The debt trigger morning. You wake up. Before you even open your eyes, you're already calculating bank balances, pending installments, someone's aggressive deadline about a payment due overnight. Congratulations. You've just handed the first 5 minutes of your day to everyone except yourself. The first 30 minutes after waking set the tone for everything that follows. Start with your finances, and you start in reactive mode. Already processing your debt's urgencies, already behind, already overwhelmed, before the day has technically begun. Behavioral economists call this the financial scarcity loop. Your stress response gets triggered before your intentions even have a chance to form. Fix. Phone stays face down for 30 minutes. No exceptions. Drink water, get dressed, breathe like a person. It feels uncomfortable at first because your brain has been trained to expect that hit of panic. That discomfort is exactly the point, and it passes faster than you'd expect. 2. The 2-minute expense audit. Your kitchen sink has 1 dirty cup. You walk past it. Tomorrow, there are 3. By Friday, it's a full financial disaster, and you've mentally upgraded getting out of debt to a someday project that never happens. The rule is simple. If a financial task takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. Cancel the forgotten subscription now. Move the savings now. Log the expense now. Small, unchecked money leaks stack into a background hum of low-grade financial stress that follows you everywhere. Behavioral psychologists call this the Zeigarnik effect. Your brain holds onto unfinished financial tasks, consuming your mental memory whether you're looking at your bank account or not. Most things on your get-out-of-debt list take under 2 minutes. The list isn't long. It's just full of things you've been walking past for months. Each one is small. Together, they are quietly exhausting. 3. The 1% debt reduction rule. Nobody wakes up and becomes debt-free. They wake up and manage their cash flow slightly better than they did yesterday. That's it. That's the whole secret. Reduce your debt burden by 1% every day, and after 1 year, you aren't just slightly better off. You've fundamentally changed your financial trajectory. That's not get-rich-quick marketing math. That's actual compound growth applied to your habits and liabilities. The problem is that 1% is invisible in the moment. You can't see it, feel it, or post it on social media. Some people quit before the results show up, right at the point where the compounding was about to kick in. The flip side is equally true. Ignore your expenses by 1% every day, and after a year, you're drowning in interest. Every financial habit is either compounding for you or against you. Quietly, daily, whether you're paying attention or not. Small, consistent discipline beats big, occasional, frantic efforts every single time. 4. Single-focused earning. You're on a client call, half reading a bank notice, with 3 different side hustle tabs open and a payment due alert blinking. You feel productive, you are not. You are performing productivity while doing several financial moves badly at once. Financial multitasking is a myth. What you're actually doing is context switching, and every switch costs you. Your brain takes time to fully load a new income strategy. And when you switch constantly, you pay that cost over and over without ever reaching full depth on your primary debt reduction plan. Studies suggest this constant shifting can reduce your effective cognitive output by up to 15 points in the moment. That's the cognitive equivalent of pulling an all-nighter, except you're doing it voluntarily every single day. 1 income source, full attention. Finish the project or deliberately pause it. Then move on. It feels slower, but it genuinely isn't. You'll produce more, make fewer calculation errors, and stop ending every day wondering where your potential earnings actually went. 5. The financial reality ledger. Budgeting sounds like it requires a complex spreadsheet, a calculator, and 45 minutes of tedious soul-crushing analysis. It doesn't. It requires 1 sentence. That's the whole habit. 1 sentence forces you to define what actually drained your pocket today. Not every cent, just the leak. Over time, it becomes a record of your financial life you actually wrote down instead of letting it dissolve into the fog of forgotten expenses. Research on expressive writing by psychologist James Pennebaker found that even brief daily reflection improves clarity, reduces anxiety, and strengthens long-term decision-making. 1 sentence, that's all it takes to start getting those benefits. The people who say they never budget are usually the ones who try to start with an hour. Start with a sentence. Bad days, overspending days, boring days, 1 sentence. The habit is the point, not the spreadsheet. 6. The spending fast. Try not making an impulse purchase for 24 hours. No ordering takeout. No one-click online upgrades. No quick retail therapy for a bad day. Nothing. Just observe how often the urge arrives. Most people last about 45 minutes. Not because they're broke, but because spending has become a social reflex. The problem is your brain doesn't distinguish between necessity and temporary relief. Every impulse buy reinforces a neural pathway that scans for instant gratification. Neuroplasticity research shows that repeated consumption patterns physically strengthen the neural connections associated with buying. You train yourself slowly and thoroughly to find comfort in spending. A spending fast doesn't mean pretending you don't have needs. It means pausing the automatic transaction. After 24 hours, most people feel genuinely lighter. Not because their debt disappeared, but because they stopped narrating their life through consumption loops. Try it once. Just once. 7. Saying no to bad debt by default. You sign up for loans, credit lines, or expensive projects you don't have time for because saying no feels rude, and yes feels like progress. 2 weeks later, you're stuck with a repayment plan that's eating your income, wondering how your financial freedom got away from you again. Yes, every yes is a no to your debt-free future. Your cash flow, your focus, your actual priorities. People who protect their capital aren't antisocial. They just understand that money is finite. And that vague, yes, given to avoid awkwardness is a concrete cost paid in interest later. Warren Buffett once said, "The difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything." The script is simple. Let me check my numbers and get back to you. Not a hard no, just a pause. That pause alone filters out half the financial traps you would have stepped into on impulse. Your future self has very strong opinions about how your cash gets spent. It's worth consulting them before you sign. 8. The cold financial review. Nobody wants to do this one. That's precisely why it works. Every Friday, open your bank statement and look at the total debt, the interest accrued, and the mindless spending. Not a filtered version, not the "I'll fix it next month" version. Just the raw, cold numbers. Your brain will argue this is unreasonable and frankly a bit much for a weekend. Do it anyway. Studies show that people who regularly confront their actual financial data experience lower long-term anxiety and make fewer impulsive errors. But the data analysis is almost besides the point. What you're training isn't accounting skills. It's the gap between impulse and reality. The ability to look at something uncomfortable because you decided to, not because you felt like it. That muscle shows up everywhere. When the work is difficult and the temptation to ignore your finances is right there every morning, you override the resistance. You get slightly better at overriding the resistance. It's 10 minutes. The spreadsheet is just the medium. 9. The weekly financial audit. Sunday evening, 20 minutes. No distractions, just you and your actual spending reality. What moved this week? What was an investment? What was a leak? And what actually needs to be cut next week versus what's just noise? Most people run from payment to payment without ever asking if they're moving in the right direction. The weekly audit is the habit that makes all other habits stick. It's where you catch the financial drift before it becomes a total detour. Where you notice the expense you've been ignoring for 3 weeks is actually just a subscription you've been overcomplicating. Where you reconnect with your actual goals before the week's noise convinces you they don't matter. 20 minutes a week is 17 hours a year of deliberate control over your life. The average person spends 0 hours doing this and then wonders why, every December, the year got away from them. The audit doesn't fix your life. It just makes sure you're the one steering the finances instead of just along for the ride.